Hi there, this is a Curtis Stage video tutorial, and today's tutorial is in Lightroom. This is a part 2 of our Lightroom tutorials. This is how to get images inside the Lightroom catalog that we had created in part 1. So what we want to do is we want to open up Lightroom so that we are importing our files within Lightroom. Now, your files can come in from a camera card or from a folder on the hard drive. I actually have them on a folder on my desktop, but more likely than not, we're going to be inserting our card into our laptop or into our computer, and we're going to be importing files directly from our camera card into Lightroom in this class. So to get files in here, I want to go to File, Import. And when I press this button, usually I'll see a camera, and we will have another tutorial on how to import from a camera. Usually I'll see a camera that will show up here. It'll see the source, and it will want me to add that source in here, and we'll be able to import our photos from that. But I do not have a camera plugged in today. Today I'm going to pull them off a folder on my computer. So up at the top here, you'll see that I've got 4 possibilities. Copy as a DNG, which is an Adobe digital negative file. Copy the file over. So this means copy photos to a new location and add to the catalog. And that's what we actually want to do. We also have move files, so they'll take them from one place and they'll put them into the catalog. And then we also have just add photos to a catalog without moving them. So then they would stay in the current location that they're in, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say copy, and this will take the files that I have on my desktop and it'll make a copy of them onto my USB drive. And then I can get rid of them on my desktop. My camera is plugged in, it'd be the same situation there. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at is I want to look at where this is happening. So you can see that Lightroom by default wants to put them on a Mac in my pictures folder here in a Lightroom folder. And I don't want to put them in there. I actually want to put them onto my USB drive for this class that we're doing. And we made our folder. Here it is. When I open this little arrow up, you can see that there's my folder there. And inside that folder, Lightroom made another folder for me. That's fine. So I want to pick this folder. This is where I want my files to go into. Now in a minute, it's going to just put the files in there by date, but we're going to organize another folder within this folder. So I've picked my folder here on my USB drive, and this will tell you how much space you have on your USB drive, which is really nice. The next thing I want to do is go up to File Handling, open that up, and you can see that there's a few things that we want to, or that we have happening in here. We're not going to use any of these right now, but you can see don't import duplicates. If there's duplicates, you can make a second copy somewhere else. You can add them to a collection. I'm going to close that down. I'm going to toggle that. Toggle this one open where it says File Renaming, and we do want to rename our files. So I want to click this Rename File button. I want to go here where it says Custom Name and Sequence. So you can see right here, this is going to give us an example of what the name is going to look like. And for this class, I want the names to be fairly specific inside our folders. Now, our first group of images is going to be demo images, and we'll have a few of those this semester, but more often than not, your images are going to be project file images, and I will do that in another tutorial when we're importing off our camera. So what I want to put here for custom text is I want to have the word demo, because these are going to be demo images, underscore, and then your last name, so my last name Stage, okay, and then underscore, and this would be the, we could do a date in here, so this could be whatever today's date is, so you can do it in, so today's 02, and then let's say it's 0 or underscore 24. Actually, we'll just leave it like that, 02/24/17. So this gives us our date, and you can separate those out if you want to, but it starts getting pretty long if you put a bunch of dashes or underscores in there. So anyways, I like to have the date on there. 02/17 would be February 17th, right? Or 02 and then the date 24/17 would give us our whatever date we have. So whatever date is the date that you're doing the demo, that's the date you want to put in there. And then we'll put an underscore here. And when you do the underscore, you'll see that we don't have to put a number there. Automatically, Lightroom is going to put a -1. In fact, we don't even need to do the underscore in there, but it just gives us an extra space there so we know that's the picture number right here. All right, so perfect. So now we're ready to bring these pictures in. Let's go find them. So I have them on my desktop, and you're going to be, in our class, you're going to be having them on your desktop too. So I'm going to have on my desktop, and you'll see that I have a folder here called New York Demo Class Number 2, and I've got a folder here with 3 folders inside it. I want you to click on the first folder, hold Shift down, and click on the subsequent folders so that you have all 3 folders, 5 pictures selected. So as soon as you have these 3 selected, you'll notice that all the images within those folders are checked and they have names on the files. They're going to be renamed here. You can see that I have names in there, original names, but they're going to be renamed to the names we want. And the file extension is either .raw or .cr2. CR2 is a Canon file for a RAW file. We'll talk about that more in class. All right, I'm going to click Import. And you have a little dialog box up in the top left corner that's telling you how long it's going to take to import. There's not too many photos, so it shouldn't take too long. And as soon as we import these photos in, you'll see that there is a grid of them that's being created. And right over here in our catalog, you'll see that now I have 5 photos in the catalog. Below, I'm going to close that down. Below that, the one we're interested in is folders, and you'll see that I have a folder called Stage Photo with 2016. Well, that's not the folder I made. So I'm going to click this folder that says 2016. I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm going to say Show Parent Folder. And it's going to show our folder that we created. Nice. And if I open that up, I can see the folders within inside this. Now, inside this folder right here, it's 2016. Well, yeah, that's when I took the images. I actually want to rename this folder. And to do that, I'm going to control click or right click and rename. And I'm going to call this PH10 underscore demos. And this is where all of our demo files for this class, we're not going to have too many, but this is where they're going to go inside this folder. All right, that also renamed it over on our hard drive. Now with these individual folders, I don't really care too much about those, but you can see that each one of these folders has an image within inside it. And if I went and looked at this structure that we have here, if I go to my USB drive, you'll see that inside this, I have my Photo 10 demos folder that we just created, and then I have the files that were named a certain thing prior are renamed now. So each one of these folders that has the original dates, that's fine. I like those because maybe I shot these on a different day. You see that I shot these in April of 2016, but these have been renamed because now I'm editing them now. So this is the structure of our demos. Now in this class, we're going to have some folders when we import from a camera, which will be my next tutorial. We will have some folders for each one of our assignments. All right, this has been a Curtis Stage tutorial on how to import photos for our demos for the class. Talk to you soon.